Alright. So when it comes to having like a very easy look for eyes, I'm gonna be using some somewhat inexpensive products for this. I normally use my Shape Tape concealer as my primer to go ahead and do my eyes. I always tend to do my eyes first, especially because some products tend to have a lot of fallout, so I want to make sure that I'm able to clean that up at the end. So yeah, first I'm going to go in and use a concealer. You can also use eyeshadow primers. I have one by Wet n Wild that is really good. So I'm just gonna do this. Just put a little bit on there. Like for this one, you could use just spread it out with the brush here, the one that's given to you. With the Tarte Shape Tape, I find that a lot comes out, so I like to just put a dot and then blend it out. So I'm still gonna blend this out just because I want it very seamlessly. So I'll do that, and then I have done looks where I'm like super lazy and I've used my Tarte Glow Pro palette, or Pro Glow palette, and I just go in and use this right here. Sorry, I just popped nail. I use this one right here, which is the powder contour shade, and I'll use a shimmer and then just put that around the lid. So you could do that. I want to use my Morphe 15N palette. It is very beat up. So let's see. This is she's pretty neutrals, a little bit of color. So then I'm gonna go in. My brushes are a little filthy. Go in with a brush that is nice and fluffy like this. Let's see if it'll even focus. So just something fluffy, little dense. So something like that. You can even Morphe, if you go to Morphe.com, Morphe store, or even at Ulta, they have like a brush set for your eyes, and I have this one that I tend to go to a lot. It's a blending brush, but it's nice and fluffy. So how about that? We'll just go ahead and use this. I'm gonna go with a very light color at first. So you want to find a shade that's going to help contour your eyes. So that's what you're going to do at first. So this is a very basic look. It's very limited to 2 to 3 colors. Like I said, beginners. And then, so I'm going to go with Opal, which is this middle shade in the top row. Always tap out the axis. Can't talk today. Always tap out to so you don't get that much fallout, and then you're gonna go in and find where your crease would be, which is gonna be right here, and then you're gonna go ahead and just go in. I started at like the end and drag the product to the inner. So I started out in the middle here, and then I drag it back, windshield wipe motions, and then circle it here, bring it back. You don't have to bring it all the way in. I just tend to, that's my way to do it. And then at the end, I kind of swipe up, like swipe it, like a little check mark, I guess. Just kind of bring it to the end, and then circle it around there, and we'll do the same to the other eye. No, it is a little harder for me to do right now because I don't have I'm trying not to look into my mirror and just look at my viewfinder. So you do this, blend it out until you feel that it's blended a good amount. If you hear noises, that's my AC's on, so it makes some noise. So then if you want to just put a lid color all over your shimmer or whatever you want, you can do that. Like I said, I'm going to start basic and I'm going to do just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with this brush. It's also from that same brush set from Morphe. It's more small and very condensed. And I'm going to go in with the darker shade. Just for purposes, I'm going to use Goals, which is also in that middle there. And then this one, I'm just going to focus it in the outer V and kind of just draw a V on there. So up, drag it down, up, drag it down, up, drag it down. So just do the outer V here. Like you could literally do like a V and then just bring it out and fill it in. And once you get it like dark enough or to your liking, and you can do that. Like I said, you could skip this part. This is more like defining and shaping, so you don't have to do this. Like you guys can see, this one's like very harsh and this one's like well blended. I brought it in a little too much in the other one, but that's okay because you go back to that first brush that you were using and you blend this out to your liking. I'm not gonna lie, I look like a raccoon sometimes from doing my eyeshadow because I tend to like not take my time and just like hurry through them. But now you can see they're a lot more blended. This one's not as harsh. Are they perfect? No, because am I perfect? No. But this will hopefully help some of you with understanding it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, normally for my shimmers or my all over lid color, I like to use a brush like this. Let's see if I can, something like this. But for purposes of using that kit, if you do want to use it, I'm gonna use this, and it's like a flat brush. It's a little fluffier than what I normally tend to use, but I don't know what I did with the whole set, so it might come with one, it might not. I'm gonna use Unique, which is like my go-to shade in this palette. It is a very like, it's a gold color, and then I'm just gonna press and drag that all over my lid. Now some shimmers are best used wet. Like this one gives you a good payout, but when it's wet, ooh baby, it is intense. And then I don't bring it all the way in, I kind of just bring it to the center of my eye, and then you'll see why. So if you like it subtle, it's okay. I tend to like mine to really pop, So you're just gonna use some Fix Plus if you have it. I have the Mario Badescu setting spray, so I'm just gonna wet my brush a little bit. You can use water, whatever you're liking. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with mostly pressing it into my skin. And you guys can see this looks a lot more wet, where the shimmer payout, it's coming through, but not as much as the other. So I'm just going to tap this, and then I'm going to go back in with the first brush and blend the top out, and then go in and blend the sides. You can go in and grab a little bit more of whatever color you're going in with. So this outer shade, I can go in and grab more of that gold color. And then you will go on about your day and do your makeup. I'm gonna go in with my Shape Tape. And then if there was any like needing to correct, this is where I would correct. Now today I didn't drag it out too much, so no need, but if there was fallout, that would have all been fixed with this. So I do this, do my little triangle, look a little crazy, look like I'm in a rock band. And then I go in with my sponge again. I do wet my sponge. I like it better when it's wet. I don't like using the sponges dry. Hold on. So my camera ended up dying on me, and I don't have a battery to replace it. So I'm just gonna finish here, and I'm gonna show you guys the finished look. I did put on some mascara and finished my makeup. So like I said, this is gonna be a quick eye tutorial. And if you want a full face makeup, go ahead and hit that like button, and I will give you the full deets on the makeup. Like I said, I apologize. My camera ended up dying, so that's why I have to now finish my outro and intro here. Look, I feel like this look is super simple and anyone can recreate it. It only was 3 shades. Like I said, if you want to be brave and do a wing liner, you can. If not, you can just create the wing by doing that V section, and when putting your concealer, cutting it out, cleaning it up that way. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I had gone a little too far in with my concealer. So I just went back with that same one that I used and just did the line again. Makeup is your artwork, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Sorry, working with lighting in here is just horrible. So my tips for you is make sure you have the right brushes, because the brushes are gonna make a big difference, and what products you use on. I used a very affordable Morphe palette, 15N. I really love that palette. It was gifted to me, so I don't know the retail price on it, but I know that they are very reasonable in pricing. And sorry, like I said, this lighting's just not working. And they're super affordable. I also have the Jaclyn Hill palette. If you want to follow me on more tutorials, I'm not saying you have to buy this palette, but this is my go-to palette, the 15N and the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I am not sponsored by Morphe. I did do their products today just because, like I said, I wanted to make it very affordable for anyone that wanted to use the suggestions that I give out today. You can go out and buy these products. You can use the brushes you can buy at Ulta or at Morphe.com. What else? When it comes to it, you just really need 2 to 3 basic brushes. Make sure to get the I really like this brush. When I do makeup on my clients, I have to have a brush that looks like this with this tip on it. It's just perfect for the outer corner to really shape and define it. This brush here I like. Do I love it when it comes to doing my shimmers and everything? No, because it doesn't pick up as much as my dense brush does. So I do suggest getting something more like this one, because the difference will make a difference. The other brush you need is the fluffy brush that I can no longer find. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I fell on the floor. Okay, so the other brush you need to get is this brush right here, which is the dense fluffy brush, or not the dense, the very fluffy brush. So this one here, you can just buy the kit if you wanted to. Individually they're not expensive whatsoever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on this very easy beginner's look, makeup look when it comes to eyes. Like I said, if you want to do an eyeliner on it, go right ahead and give it a wing. But with wing liners, you have to take your time. You won't get it right the first time. It's patience, a lot of patience. But yeah, but like I said, enjoy your life and do what you want to do. Stop listening to everybody else's opinions about your life. In the end, they're not living it. You're the one doing you. And keep doing you. Keep being fierce. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Oh, this you crazy mother.